Well, in celebration of Black History Month, a digital art display, 1,000 Paths Home, is on display at Toronto's Union Station to showcase Black icons from around the world. I sat down with young Yemi, the artist behind the exhibit. Take a look. Okay, let's start with your exhibit. It is called 1,000 Paths Home. Tell me about it and how it came to be.
It really started with my own personal journey, just feeling displaced and looking for more information about my own heritage and my own roots. And in doing so, I found a lot of points of connection that actually did connect me to other communities, other groups of people, even other cultures that I wasn't aware that I was connected to.
These particular pieces represent Afrofuturism.
They do,
Can you tell us what that is?
It's projecting Black identity into a future space where it's kind of free from a lot of the traditional narratives that get associated with Black identity and Black culture. As I'm sure you're aware, there's a lot of negativity still that gets associated with Black culture and the way it's perceived in a lot of different spaces. And Afrofuturism is sort of a way to just project beyond that and create in a space that's kind of free from that history of turmoil and strife.
So I have spent the last 5 years living in Nova Scotia.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, so I've learned a lot about Viola Desmond and her history there. And there's so much pride, especially now with the $10 bill. So
right.
It's great that you chose her as someone to recognize as well.
I think the first thing to notice is the violet mayflowers, which are on the top of the crown. So the mayflower is the provincial flower of Nova Scotia. The eagles on either side of her represent justice and her struggle for justice in the 1940s.
I feel like her eyes really draw you in this image.
I'm happy to hear that. I had to do my best sort of interpretation of what she looked like.
Yeah, it's stunning.
These two pieces, again, are recognizable faces, Erykah Badu and Janelle Monae, and they're sort of both icons in the Afrofuturism movement. A lot of my alone time in the studio, they're the soundtrack. I like to, every now and then, spend some time and create a piece that really honors somebody that inspires me and whose work empowers my work. So that's how both of these pieces came to be.
So what do you hope that Black History Month will maybe lead to? Like, what sort of changes do you want to see?
I'd love to see Black history integrated more, specifically into things like education. And I'd also love to see more appreciation for contemporary Black culture, not always tied to historical narratives, but the contributions that people from African diaspora are making right now. And
yeah, so it's integrated more into Canadian history because it is a very important part of our history as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you're interested in seeing the exhibit, it is on display at Toronto's Union Station for the rest of this month.